I would request please maintain the decorum of this webinar. कोई अनअप्रोप्रिएट चीजें ना हो, इसका ध्यान रखिए. Okay, over to you, Onkar sir.
Good morning, one and all. I, Assistant Professor Onkar Mone, member of Youth Building Committee, welcome our young and energetic Principal Ma'am, Dr. Leena Sarkar, and all of you present over here on this virtual platform on the occasion Constitution Day celebration. Constitution Day is celebrated in India on 26th November every year to commemorate the adoption of the Constitution of India. On this day, in 1949, the Constitution Assembly of India formally adopted the Constitution of India that came into force on 26th January 1950. The Constitution of India is celebrated as a tribute to the India's first Law Minister, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, who played an important role in drafting the Indian Constitution. Our committee aims to introduce and impart constitutional values in students. Now I would like to introduce our speaker for the occasion, Advocate Mrs. Veena Nirgudkar ma'am. Veena ma'am is a practicing lawyer for last 37 years and has been teaching law subject since 2008. Ma'am has expertise in labor, industrial law, and crime against women. Ma'am has also conducted various legal literacy workshops and awareness about the same. Now I welcome our speaker for the day, Advocate Veena Nirgudkar ma'am, to talk on the topic changing society and corresponding laws. Over to you, Veena ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Onkar, for the nice, kind words you have given. Also, I am very happy to see both of you, Nishant sir as well as Onkar sir, most dynamic, energetic, young men of our J.V.M family who are always ready to take on the new challenges, who are the real role models for the students, that is for everyone to see. So thank you very much. At the outset, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. We can start.
All right. So, guys, today, as we are all celebrating Constitution Day today, I have to congratulate all of you that we are all law-abiding citizens who are living in a peaceful, growing up atmosphere the society has provided to us. But at the same time, there is a huge responsibility on the young shoulders of you all. And what is that? It is to know and understand our rights, our liabilities, and our responsibility as a law-abiding citizen, isn't it? So let us take a play today that as a law-abiding citizen of this country, I will not allow anybody to flout laws. If it comes to my knowledge, I will point it out and I will try to stop him from doing that, because that is going to cause harm to the other harmless citizens, isn't it? So we have to be alert and informed citizens. We are already in the making of a very suitable, conducive atmosphere in this regard. Therefore, we at our college have started celebrating Constitution Day. Now what we do every day, we on this day maybe know and understand about some part of our rights and responsibilities. At the same time, it is also our duty and to be well informed about the current happening changes in the society as well as in the law. So today I have taken a topic to talk about the changes in law that have taken recently, and the changes, because why we have changed the law? Because society is changing. We are under the enormous shift. So many things are under changing phases. Therefore, the law also changes. Okay. So today my short topic where I want to inform all of you will be mostly about the major changes in the law and the due to circumstantial changes in the society. See, a lot of people talk about constitutional rights and human rights and so many other things. Human rights is a very vast topic, very big subject. There are so many rights which are covered under this head. Now, human rights of married people, like married men and women, are different. Then human rights of youngsters is different. Human rights of small kids is again a big topic. Today, in short, I will pinpoint on a very important right, that is right to excel in your life. I think it is most relevant to every young person, no matter whether he is a man or a woman. We are talking about person, young person. Everybody wants to excel in their life, maybe in their career, maybe in their personality. Everybody wants a peaceful life, isn't it? So it requires some legal support also, isn't it? Now, I think most of you must have heard about glass ceiling. Do you know about this concept of glass ceiling? Glass ceiling is an unacknowledged barrier which does not allow you to excel in your growth, which does not allow you to excel, which does not allow you to grow, maybe in your career, maybe in your life, maybe in society. So that is what is called as concept of glass ceiling. Now, no matter we talk about equality, which is conferred to us as a fundamental human right, tell me, what do you think? Do you think we all are equal? Men and women are equal today? I'm very sorry to say no. The answer is big no. Because although we say we are all equal, we are not equal in reality. Men are treated differently, women are treated differently. Not only they are treated differently, they are valued differently as well. It took us long time to understand the equal rights of women. Women had to fight a very long battle for that, to get equal rights, maybe in property. Isn't it the fact? Yes. So therefore, today I'm shortly going to explain you. Firstly, I will pinpoint on the changes in law, and then we'll go to the major concept of glass ceiling. I have already explained. So let us begin. Now, let us go to the first important slide, which shows about the changes in law. Who is going to present the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Onkar?
Nishant here.
Yeah, please. Now, if you look at this slide, you will come to know that there are few offences like punishment for gang rape, rape resulting in death or vegetative state, assault or criminal force on women with intent to outrage her modesty. Now, initially, punishment for gang rape was 10 years. Now it is extended to 20 years of life imprisonment. Right? If we look at the rape resulting in death or vegetative state, initially the punishment was only 7 years or life imprisonment. Now it is minimum 20 years or death sentence. This is a major change. This is a major change. Now, if we look at the assault or criminal force on women with intent to outrage her modesty, this is a very common offense. Vegetative state there means where a person is unable to lead a normal life, bedridden condition. That is called a vegetative state. Neither the brain works nor the physical capacity is normal for the person to function. Understand? Vegetative state का मतलब समझ में आया?
हाँ मैम, समझ में आया.
हाँ. So, assault or criminal force on a woman with intent to outrage her modesty, initially there was only imprisonment for maximum 2 years, which was very less. Now it is 1 to 5 years imprisonment and fine as well. So now the punishments are quite stringent and the act is taken quite seriously by the society, by the offenders both. Now I am coming to the next leg. Use of unwelcome physical contacts, words or gestures, demand or request for sexual favors, showing pornography against the will of a woman, making sexually colored remarks. No provision was there, and this offense was widely prevalent. Even today it is widely prevalent, but now it is a punishable offense. Earlier it was a common thing. Yes, men can do it. They can have it, they can do it, and they can go scot-free. So there was no punishment earlier. Now it is a punishable offense and the punishment is up to 3 years imprisonment and fine as well. Understand? So today you cannot take your women counterpart so lightly that you can tease her and go scot-free. No, it is not that way. I am coming to the next offense, voyeurism. Voyeurism is again, outraging the modesty. Broadly, if you talk about the offense, it is outraging the modesty. That means, औरत है तो औरत को क्या जानवर जैसे ही ट्रीट कर सकते हैं, उसका कोई वजूद नहीं है, कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. So initially the punishment was only up to 3 years and a fine. Today it is up to 3 years punishment, and second time if the offense again takes place, the punishment can go up to 7 years and fine as well. Got it? Now I am coming to the next leg. Assault to disrobe a woman or compelling her to be naked. See, पहले क्या होता था कि अगर किसी समाज विघातक काम कर दिया तो this was a very usual punishment offered by ग्राम पंचायत also. वो गांव की पंचायत बैठती थी और किसी महिला के खिलाफ अगर कोई अपराध सिद्ध हो जाता था, सबसे पहले क्या करते थे तो उसके सारे कपड़े छीन के उसको गांव भर जो है घुमाते थे. अभी ये ऑफेंस पनिशेबल ऑफेंस है. पहले कोई स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन नहीं थी तो लोग बोलते थे हमारा रिवाज है हम तो करेंगे. अब ऐसा नहीं है. Now it is a punishable offense if it is found that some people have indulged in this kind of activity, then the punishment is 3 to 7 years imprisonment and fine. Because every person, no matter whether he is a man or woman, is entitled to have a dignified life. वो गरीब है, नीची जात का है या उसके हाथ से कोई अपराध हुआ, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसको डिग्निफाइड लाइफ का अधिकार नहीं है. Alright, so now it has been made a punishable offense and the punishment is 3 to 7 years imprisonment and fine. And now coming to the third leg of it, stalking. Stalking का मतलब क्या होता है? Stalking का मतलब होता है कि परेशान करना, बार बार से हर जगह आप उसके खिलाफ ऑफेंसिव मैसेजेस डालो, उसकी बदनामी करो और हर जगह उसका पीछा करो. That is what is called as stalking. Now previously stalking was not a punishable offense. वो तो औरत अगर घर के बाहर निकलती है तो उसको तो ये सारा फेस करना ही करना है. That was the idea. So there was no punishable, it was not a punishable offense earlier. Now it is a punishable offense. It can happen to men as well. Suppose कोई एनिमिटी है, कोई आपका किसी के खिलाफ कोई बैर है, तो क्या करे? तो उसको बदनामी करे, उसकी बुराई करे, हर जगह उसका पीछा करे, उसके बारे में गलत सलत मैसेजेस डालिए. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज स्टॉकिंग. तो ये जैसे फिजिकली होता है, फिजिकल लाइफ में होता है, ये वर्चुअल लाइफ में भी होता है. आई एम गोइंग टू कम टू इट इन द सेकेंड लेग ऑफ माई लेक्चर. नाउ इट इज अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस and the punishment is 3 years jail. The jail or imprisonment is up to 3 years and fine as well. Acid attacks. Acid attack ये भी हमारे इधर बहुत कॉमन चीज है. क्या आपने कभी किसी मर्द को विक्टिम देखा है एसिड अटैक का? नहीं, कभी नहीं हुआ है. ये ज्यादातर एसिड अटैक्स तो औरतों पर ही होते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज दे आर द सॉफ्ट टारगेट्स, है ना. तो इसकी वजह से एसिड अटैक के लिए अभी जो है पहले प्रोविजन था 7 years imprisonment. Now it is 10 years imprisonment or life imprisonment. ठीक है. Then I am coming to consensual sex by a person in authority. Punishable, earlier it was punishable for 5 years imprisonment. Now it is 10 years of imprisonment. Got it? So these are the major changes I have taken out in the criminal law because they apply to everyone. समाज के हर हिस्से में इस तरह के अपराध होते हैं, प्रिवेलेंट होते हैं. कल भी थे और आज भी है, और मुझे लगता है और 50 साल तो ये अपराध तो जाने वाले नहीं है. लेकिन उनके ऊपर जो कार्रवाई करने का प्रावधान होता था वो अभी ज्यादा हम कहेंगे कि तगड़ा हुआ है और अच्छी तरह से हम लोग इसके ऊपर कार्रवाई कर सकते हैं. Alright, now I am going to the next slide. Next slide, actually it has got 3 different parts. एक पार्ट में हम लोग देखेंगे a woman cannot be asked to think how a man or society desires. Her husband is not her master. एक बात याद रखिए, देखो शादी सबकी जरूरत है, सबको शादी करना है. Does not mean कि शादी के बाद औरत अपनी आइडेंटिटी खो देगी. नो, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. हर एक को अपने डिग्निफाइड लाइफ जीने का पूरा अधिकार है और ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि हम लोग अपना पूरा जो तौर तरीके पहले वाले सारे भूल जाएं और शादी के बाद जैसे हस्बैंड चाहेगा उसी तरह से हम लोग बर्ताव करें. नहीं, क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि पहले वो होता था कि हस्बैंड यूज्ड टू बी टर्म्ड एज अ मास्टर. मराठी में तो हस्बैंड का मतलब होता था धनी. हम लोग उसको क्या बोलते थे? औरतें आज भी गांव में देखिए, औरतें क्या बोलती थी अपने पति को? धनी। लेकिन अब वो बात नहीं है, वी आर इक्वल्स। हम लोग इक्वालिटी लाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये इक्वालिटी तो तब आएगी जब हम लोग इनको अपने आचरण में लाएंगे। पहले हमारी सोच बदलनी चाहिए, सोच बदलेगी तब जाके हमारा आचरण बदलेगा। इसके लिए एक बात ध्यान में रखिए, ये सिर्फ मैं बोलती हूँ ऐसा नहीं है। Why I am citing this? Because a husband is not the master of a woman. This was a judgment passed by Supreme Court under section 497.
हाँ मैम बोलिए, आवाज आ रही है?
बीच में क्या लोग पोस्ट कर रहे हैं, देखो जरा।
वो हाँ मैं देखता हूँ।
All right.
कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
All right. So I am citing this because we have to change your mentality, all the future men and women. Please know and understand that once you get married, you don't have to give up your personalities. Understand that men and women are equal partners in the married life. So marriage does not give a right to any man to become the master of his woman. No. वो पहले अगर होता था तो होता था, अब तो नहीं होगा. So it is better to inculcate this in our head right now. Got it? Now I am coming to the second. There are 4 cartoons. That man sexually accused me. I want to report him. ये एक कार्टून है. कोई एक लड़की है. She was abused and she says, I want to report this. Now look what other people are saying. Don't. He will ruin your career. First reaction. Secondly, don't. Your career will be questioned. Your character will be questioned. Don't. No one will believe you. Don't. He won't get convicted. These are the normal reactions coming from society when a woman is abused and society is watching. Alright. So, कल भी ऐसा ही होता था, आज भी मोस्टली यही रिएक्शंस आते हैं. तो क्या कोई अपराध करता है किसी औरत के खिलाफ तो क्या होना चाहिए? नहीं भाई, बिल्कुल नहीं होना चाहिए. क्योंकि अगर वो लड़की ये चीजों को सुनती है तो फिर आगे क्या होता है देखिए. A few years later, वो लड़की बोलती है, I have gathered the courage now. I want to report him. देखो अभी तक मेरे जहन में उस अपराध का गहरा सदमा है. अब मेरे पास करेज है, अब मैं उसको रिपोर्ट करूंगी. तो अगर वो रिपोर्ट करने जाती है तब सोसाइटी क्या बोलेगी? You are lying. Why didn't you report earlier? जब हुआ था तुरंत क्यों नहीं रिपोर्ट किया? You are just trying to trench his image. You are just trying to tarnish his image. You just want publicity. Or finally, you are a slut. Now look at the society. अगर आप कुछ करेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं करेंगे और बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. तो इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं होता है कि हम लोग जो है अपराध को सहते जाए. हम लोग अगर अपराध को सहेंगे तो ये तो बढ़ने ही वाले हैं, और हमारे बढ़ने से हम लोग इसका मुकाबला जिंदगी में नहीं कर सकते. तो एक बात ध्यान में सुनो. The best help you can get ever is at the back of your wrist. Back of your wrist is this. Understand? Therefore, everybody, if anybody is suffering any offense, any abuse, stand up there, voice your displeasure, and go immediately to the nearest police station, lodge your complaint. If the police station refuses to take your complaint, then you can lodge your complaint through email as well and report this to Mahila Atyachar Samiti, which is situated at every commissioner's office. Got it? तो ये बात तो हमको तुरंत करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग हमारा डिस्प्लेजर जाहिर करते हैं तो वहीं पर हम लोग एक रोक लगा देते हैं कि नो, दिस इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल टू मी एंड आई एम गोइंग टू फाइट इट बैक. अंडरस्टैंड? सो दिस शुड बी द अप्रोच. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Now, the most important factor I want to tell you is कि देखो, सिर्फ पढ़े लिखे लोगों को जो है इसका एक्सेस है, और जो पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं है उनके साथ अपराध नहीं होते, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. अपराध ये जो चीज है वो समाज के हर वर्ग में प्रिवेलेंट है. गरीब घर की महिलाएं अगर घर में पीटती है तो अमीर घर की महिलाएं भी पीटती है. तो ऐसा कोई उसमें भेदभाव नहीं होता है. तो इसके लिए फिर हमको करना क्या चाहिए? हमको अपनी आवाज उठाना चाहिए और हमको हेल्प लेनी चाहिए. कानून आपको तभी हेल्प करेगा जब आप उसको एक्सेस करेंगे, और उसका तरीका है. अच्छा, अब ये तो हमको तब पॉसिबल होता है जब फिजिकल फॉर्म में ये सारे ऑफेंसेस होते हैं. ये अपराध और ऑफेंसेस और भी गहरे तब हो जाते हैं जब ये डिजिटल फॉर्म में होते हैं, जब ये साइबर फॉर्म में होते हैं, जब ये इंटरनेट के जरिए होते हैं. Isn't it? Therefore, although it is repeatedly said so many times, एक बात याद रखो, पहले के अपराध जो है फिजिकल फॉर्म में ज्यादा होते थे, आजकल के अपराध जो है साइबर फॉर्म में ज्यादा होते हैं. Therefore, now my second leg of the lecture is about the brief idea about what the cyber crime is all about. Because unless and until we know about it, we will not be able to strike against it. Understand? So let us come to it. Please change the slide. Yeah. Change the slide. What is cybercrime? Right. Now, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime refers to any crime that involves computer, mobile and network. सबके पास कंप्यूटर है, कंप्यूटर नहीं तो मोबाइल तो सबके पास है. तो whenever any offense is used by the use of computer, then it may be a cyber offense. All right. The internet in India is growing very rapidly. We all know about it. But at the same time, it has given rise to many offenses as well. And there are new forms of offenses every day coming up. जैसे हमारी तरक्की हुई है, जैसे हमारे फायदे हुए हैं, उसी तरह से हमारे नुकसान भी बहुत ज्यादा हुए हैं, है ना. तो आजकल अभी हम लोग देखते हैं बहुत सारे जो अपराध हैं वो कंप्यूटर के जरिए हो रहे हैं. तो इसी को ब्रॉडली हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे, कंप्यूटर रिलेटेड क्राइम्स. तो इसको ही हमने दूसरा नाम दिया है जिसको हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि दे आर ऑल cyber crimes. There are two sides of this coin, as we all know, advantages and disadvantages. So basically, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime is an illegal activity committed on the internet. Got it? Now, history of cybercrime and what was the first recorded crime, ये अभी हमको next, yes, ये हम लोग देखते हैं यहाँ पर. तो cyber offenses are also quite old. Go to the next slide. Now I am coming to the types of cybercrime. Basically, cyber crimes refer to all the activities done with the criminal intention in the cyberspace, they fall into three major important slots. One is electronic medium of computer networks is used for online communication. Secondly, those against the person. Thirdly, against the business and non-business organization. And lastly, crime targeting the government. These are the important factors. So there are some offenses where computer is used as a tool. There are some offenses where computer is a target, and there are some offenses where it is an instrument or it is associated with the computers. Got it? Now, broadly, there are few offenses, and I will be discussing. One of them is phishing. Now, phishing is a financial offense. It involves to take information such as username, password, credit card details by showing to the person that they are trustworthy. तो किसी को फंसा के उसका यूजर नेम, पासवर्ड या क्रेडिट कार्ड के डिटेल्स हासिल करना और फिर उसका इस्तेमाल करके उसका बैंक अकाउंट को साफ धो के रख देना. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज फिशिंग. Now, India is one of those countries where there are many phishing sites hosted. तो दुनिया में ऐसे 15 कंट्रीज का नाम है जिनके अंदर हम लोग देखते हैं कि फिशिंग साइट्स होस्ट होते हैं और भारत का नाम उसमें है. तो these sites aim at stealing confidential information such as passwords, credit cards and details. Got it? Now I am coming to the next. Sale of illegal articles including sale of narcotic drugs, weapons, wildlife, etc. to the terrorists. अभी हाल ही में हमने ये नार्कोटिक ड्रग्स के लिए किस तरह इंटरनेट का इस्तेमाल होता है या वेपन्स की खरीदारी में, वाइल्ड लाइफ की खरीदारी में किस तरह से इंटरनेट का इस्तेमाल होता है, ये हम लोग सब देख चुके हैं. सो आई डोंट थिंक वी नीड टू say more about it. Then I'm coming to the next thing, that is called email bombing. Email bombing means sending a large amount of emails to the victim, resulting in crashing the victim's email account or mail servers. ये मतलब देखो कोई आदमी काम कर रहा है इंटरनेट पर, तो वो अपने इंटरनेट का तो बहुत ही लेजिटिमेट यूज कर रहा है, बाकी लोगों को उससे परेशानी है, तो क्या करे, ऐसे बकवास ईमेल्स उसको वेरी लार्ज अमाउंट में भेजते रहो कि उसका सर्वर डाउन हो जाए, फिर क्या होगा, उसका काम ठप हो जाएगा. दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द ऑफेंस. और इसका दूसरा और एक रूप है जिसको कहते हैं डाटा डिडलिंग. नाउ व्हाट इज डाटा डिडलिंग? It is a kind of an attack which involves altering of raw data just before it is processed by computer. मतलब ये क्या करते हैं, डाटा का डिसफिगरेशन कर देते हैं, and then the changed data is sent back again, sent to the process. तो मतलब क्या होता है, तुम्हारा काम जो है उसकी वजह से खराब हो जाता है. Got it? I am now coming to the next, copyright violation. Copyright violation is materials copied from various sources that are not in public domain and compatibly licensed without permission of copyright holder. ये भी बहुत कॉमन चीज है कि भाई किसी ने अपना काम किया है, वो अपने फायदे के लिए रखा है, दूसरे लोग क्या करते हैं, भाई इंटरनेट पे पड़ा है तो चलो कॉपी पेस्ट करो, अपना एक अच्छा सा रिसर्च पेपर बना दो, प्रोजेक्ट बना दो. बहुत सारे लोग अपने प्रोजेक्ट ऐसे ही बनाते हैं, दे आर नॉट अवेयर कि ये तो चोरी है, हमको ये सब नहीं करना चाहिए। जिसने भी किया है वो उसने अपने फायदे के लिए किया है। फिर इंटरनेट पे क्यों डाला? क्योंकि ताकि आप इसको सिर्फ पढ़े, उसका इस्तेमाल ना करें। हम लोग क्या करते हैं, उसको कॉपी पेस्ट करके हमारा प्रोजेक्ट बना देते हैं और अपना नाम लिख देते हैं ऊपर। दिस इज नॉट डन, दिस इज कॉपीराइट वायलेशन। Then there are other offenses like hacking. Hacking is a crime which entails cracking of the system and gaining unauthorized access to the data stored in them. And then there is cyber squatting. It is an act of registering a famous domain name and selling it for a fortune. तो ये भी एक अपराध है। Now I am showing one diagram. Please change the slide. Slide change करो. India stands second in ranking for cyber crimes in the world, constituting 3% of the global cyber crimes. Got it? Now, in India, we have 121 million internet users and 65 million active internet users, up by 28% from 51 millions who use online shopping or e-commerce and online shopping sites. There are 46 plus million social network users and other mobile users subscribe to the various data packages. Therefore, India is a big market of social crimes. Now I am coming to the very important offense which is rampant these days, and that is cyber defamation. Defamation is the act of harming reputation of a person by making false statement to another. Cyber defamation occurs when defamation takes place with the help of computers or internet, email containing defamatory information about that person. So in today's times, famous case of Nawab Malik regularly posting various tweets on the internet and social media with one very dynamic officer, Sameer Wankhede. तो ये क्या है? It's a case of cyber defamation. Then cyber stalking I have already discussed. Stalking involves harassing and threatening behavior that an individual engages repeatedly, such as following a person, appearing at a person's home or place of business, making harassing phone calls, leaving written messages or objects, or vandalizing a person's property. Now, this was all about the cyber offenses. Now, dear, it is not the end. Now, there is one very sweet surprise for all of you. Please do not leave. There is going to be a very nice video. What I really want to convey to all of you will be shared to you, same views by Madam Priyanka Chopra, the famous celebrity, Bollywood celebrity. So please don't go, and I'm very certain that you are going to enjoy her video, because the sentiments I wanted to convey are better said than me. I think you are going to love it. So dear Mr. Nishant sir, please play that video.
Yes, ma'am. Priyanka is coming.
Yes, Priyanka Chopra.
Me something which I want to share with you. That why do you want to fit inside a glass slipper? You know, like we were told, like Cinderella did, why do you want to fit inside a glass slipper? when you can shatter the glass ceiling. I want to tell you a little secret. I'm not very fond of this phrase, breaking the glass ceiling. Why does it annoy me? Because it takes the context of everything that I have done, all my achievements, all my hard work, and puts it into a box. As if my ambition was, Kire, I want to find a glass ceiling and break it. Not at all. To be really honest, I was never on a mission to break, to shatter anything. All I wanted was to chase my dreams, my ambitions. I wanted to evolve. I wanted to become the best version of me that I could be. And of course, in Priyanka Chopra style, along the way, I wanted to smash and break every obstacle that came my way, which I did. But that does not mean that the glass ceiling doesn't exist. Of course it exists. And countless of women and men, mostly women, run into it in their professional and personal lives. And I'm sure a lot of you can vouch for that right now. The Oxford Dictionary definition of the glass ceiling is an unacknowledged barrier to advancement in a profession, especially affecting women and members of minorities from rising beyond a certain level in a hierarchy. And this metaphor was first coined by feminists in reference to barriers in careers of high-achieving women. So why did I choose it as my topic for today if I hated it so much? Because I hope through my experiences I can present to you the tools to live your dream and to not make that glass ceiling that is defined by society, largely patriarchal, as your goal. I want you to aim higher because you know you can. And it's honestly all I did. Every step of the way, all I did was set a higher standard. How did I get here? By being fierce, by being fearless, and by being flawed. Completely and utterly flawed. I'm not perfect, like none of us are. So tonight I'm going to try and break it down for you a little bit in a slightly different way. I present the 12 sure-shot, surefire ways of becoming Priyanka Chopra. Would you like that? Sorry, I was just kidding, because us millennials, we don't like to be told what to do. So this is a gentle nudge in the right direction. Presenting PC's 12 rules of becoming the best version of yourself. So here are a few of my favorites from my list. There's only one you, okay? Because there's no one like you. And I don't mean the superfluous, superficial parts. I'm talking about the core of you, who you are inside, your values, your beliefs, your flaws. And once you understand who really that person is, you would have taken the first step in finding your unique self. And that is the best version of you. Who am I really? Most often, we don't allow ourselves the ability to dream beyond our imagination. We don't allow ourselves to think about the future because we are afraid of change. We are afraid to move away from what is familiar. Either that or sometimes, we are too rigid to let our dreams evolve. Just loosen up, shake it off a little bit. Change is the only constant thing in life, and you are never too old or never too experienced to learn something new. Believe that you have everything already as your Brahmastra in your will to be able to be and achieve your dreams. Be fearless. I know I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer. What am I today? I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I'm an author, I'm a producer, I'm an artist. How did I go from becoming an engineer to all of these things? I made choices, the choices that I wanted for myself. So that is my rule number 2. Let your dreams fly. Give them wings. Be who you want to be just by being fearless. Now, opportunities. That's another important part of being fearless. They're a very funny thing, these opportunities. They don't come very often. They come far and few in between. But when they do we recognize them? Our job is to recognize them and make the most of them. I look back on all the things that I've done and I marvel at the opportunities that came my way. Miss India, Miss World, when I was in Bareilly in army school. My first film offer, my first music single, the first film I actually produced. There was never a plan, ever. More like the universe sort of guiding me towards these opportunities. All I had to do was recognize them and make sure I worked so hard that I squeezed every drop out of these opportunities. This, ladies and gentlemen, is called drive. It's called ambition. So no matter where you are in life, rule number 3 is you have never arrived enough to explore new opportunities. And there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Ladies, listen to me. Now, for all of you guys who like everything in life, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to have the whole cake and eat it too. Nothing wrong. I want everything. Mujhe sab kuch chahiye. And there is nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not harming someone or doing something wrong, don't be scared to want more for yourself than you ever thought you could. I'll give you a small example. A few years ago, I was shooting a film called Dawn 2. You've heard of that, right? So it was chosen to be shown at the Berlin Film Festival, Berlinale, and my entire team was flying for the premiere, and it was a very exciting time. But at the same time, I was invited for the first time to attend the Grammy Awards in LA. So now when I was doing music, it was this big choice. Both the events were literally taking place one day apart in completely different time zones, Berlin and LA. My team and everyone around me told me, no, it can never happen. You have to choose what is your priority. And you know what I did? I made some insane connections. Mumbai to London, London to Berlin, Berlin to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to LA, LA to Mumbai in 3 days. And I made it happen. I went to both events and I looked great at both events. Even though I hadn't slept, it took a little bit of extra makeup, but I was fine. And that's not the only time I've done it. I've done it so many times, over and over again. Why? Because I don't want anyone to tell me I can't have everything. I want to dream of everything and I'll have everything. So rule number 4, be greedy. Be greedy for your ambitions. Be hungry for it. Don't live on someone else's benchmarks. We are told so many times in our life, nahi, लड़की को तो ये करना चाहिए या तुम लड़के हो सबसे बड़े, your responsibility is this is who you should be. Who can tell you who you should be? Don't let anyone or any situation dictate to you who you are and who you can be. I know it's very much easier said than done. I know that because I've done it. But fight for your dreams. Because no one else is going to fight for your dreams except you. I've turned down so many roles, opportunities, because they did not fit into what I thought at that time was the right thing for me. So today, my path is just my own. It belongs to no one. My failures, my successes, all of it, mine. My journey, all of it is mine. So rule number 5, do not compromise. Do not settle on your dreams. Now, who likes to fail? What? What? At least 15 लोगों ने हाथ उठाया. I'm really confused with this audience right now. And you like to fail? Well, I'm not talking to you guys then. I'm talking to those guys who hate to fail. Because I hate to fail. It's really as simple as that. It takes tubs and tubs of ice cream, lots of tissues, lots of tears, lots of dramebazi, my mother, my best friends, my family, everybody making me feel better about it. But the one thing that is as certain as night and day, ladies and gentlemen, is that you will fail. It's just how it is. And there is nothing that you can do to stop that. It's what you do after that will define where you go. When something I've invested, thank you. Thank you. When something I've invested in my heart and my soul, which I do with everything that I actually put my mind to, if that fails, I don't just wallow in self-pity. I roll myself in it. I roll around in it. I wrap myself in it, head to toe, self-pity, self-pity, self-pity. It's not a pretty sight. I can tell you that. My mother, who's sitting right here, has witnessed it many times. But then I get up, cry a little, dust myself off, and dive straight back into life, because the only way to push failure aside is to move ahead. Not ignore it, analyze it, and learn from it. Always remember, you will never truly enjoy success until you have tasted failure. And trust me when I tell you, it tastes like shit. Really does. So rule number 6, fail, fail, fail again, and then rise like a phoenix. Now, what is life without a little bit of a risk, right? No, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I'm not telling you to go off roller coasters or anything. I've always believed that you have to take risks, calculated, educated risks, to evolve. Because if you've not truly explored the full extent of your possibilities, you'll always remain stagnant. People have written me off several times in my career. Sometimes they didn't agree with my choices. When I played a negative character in my film Aitraz, very early in my career, I was told I'll be a vamp and no one will cast me as a heroine. When I took on a female-centric film called Fashion, again, very early on in my career, I was told that was not norm. When I signed a US TV show at the height of my film career in India, each time the risks were huge. The stakes were high, and the repercussions could have been, to say not the least, career ending. Thank God they weren't, and I'm still standing in front of you. I really appreciate God. I don't know what will happen going forward, but as of now, I can say that my risks and the gamble was worth it. You know why? Because I backed up those risks with my 100%. So rule number 7, be bold and take these risks. Now, friends, family, the people you work with, the people around us are our greatest influencers in your journey to success. So you have to choose very wisely. Rule number 8, surround yourself with the right people who do not stab you in the back. Now, who's into social media? Who's on social media? Raise your hands. Yeah, we like it. I like it. We can raise our hands. All right, it's almost everyone. Now, keep your hands raised if you have ever been upset by like a bad comment that you may have read on a photograph or like on Facebook or when you've posted something. And sometimes, you know, it's like, why do people have to be mean? Yeah, so there's a lot of you, right? Guys, please let me just tell you this. No matter what you do, someone will always be unhappy. Always. Especially in this age of social media, it's so easy for us to be confused between the voices that actually matter and the opinions of faceless people writing behind the anonymity of what the web offers. They don't matter. So rule number 9, you can never please everyone all the time. And the biggest favor that you will all do to yourselves will be to laugh at yourself, at situations. Find a moment to appreciate every single day this funny thing called life. And that's my most important rule number 10. Don't take yourself too seriously. We're not making rockets. All right? Calm down, have fun, and just enjoy this beautiful journey that we've been put on. I do that. In the meanwhile, hi. मैं यही हूँ, मैं जा नहीं रही. 2 और rules बचे हैं. It's really not that hard, in my experience, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be human. You will never know someone else's full story, so don't be quick to judge. My mother, who's here tonight with the rest of my family, this entire front row is very Chopra and Okhori right now. She taught me when I was very, very young that there is always someone who will be less fortunate than you. Always. So give back wherever you can. There's a huge reason I started my foundation. I lend my voice to UNICEF, Girl Up, and causes that I'm associated with, because we have one world, and it's ours. And we need to heal it, and that starts with us. So that is my rule number 11. Give back. And finally, the most important one, always remember where you came from. It's truly what defines you. So I'm a proud Indian, an army ki beti, daughter of 2 doctors with a middle class upbringing and ginormous families who I love on both sides. We've seen good times, we've seen bad times, we've seen hardships, we've seen pain, laughter, sadness. But that is what has made me who I am. And I wear that with pride every day and everywhere that I go. So last and definitely not the least, rule number 12, don't ever forget your roots and where you came from. I hope you take some of what I have shared with you today and go into the new year with maybe a different perspective on life and start 2018 with being fierce, fearless, and flawed. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I read this somewhere and kind of stuck with me, and I hope it'll stick with you. Life's journey is not to arrive at your graveside safely in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, completely worn out, and say, holy shit, that was a ride. That is how I want to go. So to sum up this incredible journey that I have been on, I stand before you today, weathered by life, but happy and raring to do so much more. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.
Ma'am. Veena, ma'am. Veena, ma'am, please unmute yourself. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, there is a question asked by a student about how to address or how to prevent mob lynching problem. Yeah, he has wrote Amit. Amit is the name of the student. Everything is fine, but how to counteract mob lynching? So what you will say? Dear students, can you hear me? Students, आवाज आ रही है?
Counteract like
Yes, sir.
हाँ आवाज आ रही है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Question is how to counteract mob lynching?
Mob lynching is an offense where more than one people come together and do that. So unless and until you are a bodybuilder or a bouncer or a pelwan, it is difficult to counteract physically, isn't it? But yes, you have legitimate rights. You can report it to the police and then book them under the law, prevalent law. That is the way you can do it. The right way is to file a proper complaint and then deal with it.
Okay, ma'am. So this was the last slide and the last video that we wanted to show. Do you have anything else to say, ma'am?
If any more questions are there, I'm there to answer.
Dear students, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself or you can type your question in the chat box. Okay, ma'am, I have a question.
बोलो.
The thing is, सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम जो फेस होता है वो है कॉलेज की लड़कियों को जो उनके कॉलेज के रास्ते में आते वक्त या कॉलेज के कुछ लड़के हैं स्टॉकिंग और ये सब होता है. नाउ द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन वो पता है, बट हाउ टू टेक द बेस्ट ऑफ दिस टूल, इसे अप्लाई कैसे करें? तो हाउ टू टेक द इनिशिएशन और हर स्टूडेंट बोल्ड हो, एक्सट्रोवर्ट हो, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है। तो वो इस प्रावधान का किस तरीके से यूज करके अपना सेफ्टी
देखिए,
मेजर्स बढ़ाए।
I understand your question. Initially, this offense was not punishable, but now under IPC, it is a punishable offense. Eve teasing, it will fall under eve teasing. Okay. Now, मैं तो सारे स्टूडेंट्स को एक वर्ड ऑफ कॉशन देना चाहती हूँ. देखो, बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस में, कॉलेज के कैंपस में, गेट के बाहर इस तरह के हादसे होते हैं. अभी ये ग्रुप एक्टिविटी होता है, किसी एक ने नहीं किया है, पूरे ग्रुप का मेंटालिटी अलग हो जाता है. सिंपली बिकॉज यू आर पार्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रुप, आप भी उसका हिस्सा हो गए. अभी what is the thing you can do is you have to choose your group wisely. One thing, whether you are a male or a female will not make any difference, but now in the nearest police station you can lodge complaint that I face this problem every day. And अभी तो उनके जो है वो flying squads होते हैं, they also watch such campuses, तो उसमें पकड़ में आ जाते हैं. और वो कोई एक दूसरे को पूछते नहीं है, भाई तूने किया क्या, तूने किया, पूरा ग्रुप को उठा के ले जाते हैं. Isn't it? 4 घंटा 5 घंटा उधर बिठा के रखेंगे और एक कॉमन कंप्लेंट लिखवा के फिर बाद में छोड़ देंगे. आपको लगता है क्या हुआ, ज्यादा मेरे को तो छोड़ ही दिया, बट एक बात याद रखो, आपका उधर पुलिस रिकॉर्ड हो जाता है. अभी everybody is very careful about their future and very careful about their career. Particularly boys तो और भी ज्यादा careful है, क्योंकि उनको तो आगे जाके घर चलाना होता है. They are the head of the family. अब मुझे एक बात बताओ, whenever you will apply for passport, अगर आप बाहर देश जा रहे हो जॉब के लिए या पढ़ने के लिए, और बीच रास्ते में आपका ये क्रिमिनल रिकॉर्ड आ गया उधर, तो आपका पासपोर्ट मिलेगा ही नहीं. तो आपको अच्छा लगेगा? विल यू लाइक दैट? तो स्टे अवे फ्रॉम ऑल दिस. डोंट थिंक दैट यू विल एंजॉय दिस फन एंड गेट स्पॉट फ्री. नो, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. तो अपनी कंपनी जो है वाइजली सिलेक्ट करो एंड स्टे अवे फ्रॉम ऑल दिस. यस, criminal record definitely destroys your future prospect, whether you are a girl or whether you are a boy. So, आपके हाथ में है इसकी सुरक्षा करना. आप जो भी एंजॉय करना चाहते हैं जरूर करिए. हाँ, एक चीज है कि दूसरे को उससे तकलीफ नहीं होना चाहिए. ये जो एंजॉयमेंट है उसकी वजह से दूसरे को तकलीफ होती है, इसके लिए वो ऑफेंस है और वो पनिशेबल ऑफेंस है. तो बेहतर तो यही होगा कि इससे दूर रहो, ऐसे कंपनी से ही दूर रहो, क्योंकि पकड़ में तो आप जरूर आ जाएंगे. कुछ नहीं तो बाकी दूसरों ने काम किया, आपके नाम पर बिल फट गया, यू आर पार्ट ऑफ द ग्रुप, तो गलत तो हो ही जाता है ना, तुम्हारा नुकसान तो हो ही जाता है. दैट वाज इट.
यस एंड वन मोर क्वेश्चन आई हैव कि जैसे अभी ये नंदिनी जो स्टूडेंट है उसने बहुत राइटली बोला कि पुलिस कंप्लेंट कैन डिस्ट्रॉय योर फ्यूचर इन करियर. व्हाट इफ ये टेक्निकलिटी की वजह से जो एक एडवर्सरी है मेरी, जो दुश्मन है, और वो लड़की है, वो मेरे ऊपर रॉन्ग एलिगेशन लगा के मेरा करियर बर्बाद कर दी. तो व्हाट आर द बोलते ना शील्ड एक बॉय के लिए गलत चीज ना हो.
देखो, अभी वो पहले जमाने में पॉसिबल था भाई, किसी का नाम ही खराब कर दिया कि भाई ये देखो मेरे को छेड़ता है, ये देखो मेरे को गलत तरीके से देखता है, ये मेरे को छूता है. इसी तरह के होता है ना गलत ऑफेंसेस. इसी तरह से आपके ऊपर कोई अनपढ़ गवार भी लड़की इस तरह के ऑफेंसेस आज के तारीख में लगाएंगे. अभी तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि not only at our place but in most of the public places they are under surveillance. तो कैमरे लगे हुए होते हैं, वहां पर तो सब पता चल जाता है कि हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, है ना. तो अगर किसी ने इस तरह का इल्जाम लगा भी दिया तो आप चेक कर सकते हो रिकॉर्ड, और उसमें पता चल ही जाता है. तो गलत तरीके का ऑफेंस अगर लगाती है ना, उसके ऊपर आप फिर बाद में केस लगा सकते हैं, मेरी इमेज खराब करने का कोशिश किया, मुझे इसका क्या मिलना चाहिए, कॉम्पेंसेशन मिलना चाहिए। तो वो बर्बाद हो जाएगी पैसे देते देते।
ओके, तो इन शॉर्ट आप कह रहे हो कि अगर किसी ने रॉन्ग एलिगेशन लगाया एंड उसके बाद मैं इनोसेंट प्रूफ उसे खुद को कर दूं, तो मेरा जो भी कंप्लेंट है वो हटा दिया जाएगा एंड
हाँ
इट
बिल्कुल
विल।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, क्योंकि ये सारे पब्लिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ना, से क्लासरूम से स्टाफ रूम से इवन आउटसाइड, ये कैमरा सर्वेलेंस के अंदर है ही ना, तो वहां पर ये पता चल जाता है।
आपने सारे क्वेश्चन का बहुत उम्दा जवाब दिया। आई एम रियली हैप्पी कि आज का जो ये इवेंट था वो बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल हुआ। आई विल नाउ हैंड ओवर टू सुखदा मैम, बट उसके पहले मैं एक अप्रिशिएट करना चाहता हूँ एक स्टूडेंट को, उसका नाम है नंदिनी सिंह। नंदिनी, आई रियली अप्रिशिएट आपका एक्टिवनेस, ना कि इस पूरे वेबिनार में बट इवन इन द ग्रुप यू आर द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू ग्रीट एवरीवन। और ये जो एंथुसियास्टिक पर्सनैलिटी है आपकी नंदिनी, इट इज़ वेरी मच अप्रिशिएटेड, और हम चाहेंगे आप इसी तरह बरकरार रखिए आपका ये पर्सनैलिटी। और वी आर वेरी डिलाइट टू हैव यू नंदिनी।
Thank you, sir. That's really appreciating.
Sukhadha ma'am, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Assistant Sukhadha Kotak here. A graceful and warm morning to our most valued guests, our worthy teachers, and our most beloved students. I am having the privilege here today that I have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of J.V.M's Mehta Degree College and the entire fraternity of the college, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the highly qualified and experienced advocate Veena Nirgudkar ma'am, who has spared time from her busy schedule and to grace this occasion. I thank her for gracing the occasion and sharing the opinion of hers with us and finding the present time. I would also like to express our sincere thanks to Miss Advocate Veena ma'am for giving excellent coverage to this webinar on changing societies and corresponding laws. This is definitely encouraging us for future events. I also express my gratitude to the honorable management members and our respected principal madam, Dr. Mrs. Leena Sarkar, for giving us an opportunity to organize this webinar. Thank you, principal ma'am, for all your support. I would also like to thank our youth committee in charge, Assistant Professor Nishant Bisht sir, and our committee member, Assistant Professor Onkar Mone sir. I would also like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. Finally, I would like to thank the wonderful students who have turned up today in such a great number. Thank you everyone for your cooperation.
Thank you so much. I will be very happy if you post your feedback comments at this webinar on WhatsApp. जो ग्रुप है उसमें डालो, वो अच्छा रहेगा मेरे लिए। थैंक यू सो मच। हैव अ ग्रेट डे।
Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye bye. Jai
बाय
Hind.
बाय।
Good day, students. Have a good day.